When you move into a new house, you're going to want to look around and see where you can there's outlets where you can plug in your TV and phones and stuff like that. And as you look around, you may find plates like this. These cover electrical boxes in the wall, and they may have the cable TV behind them, they may have telephone wires, they may have power wires for outlets, and you really don't know until you take the cover off. So today we're going to take the cover off and investigate what this one is. And you can take the cover plate off. Sometimes the plate may be stuck to the wall because of paint and stuff like that. You may need to cut around the edge or bump the plate lightly to get it to come loose, but this one came right off.
So what's this one?
So this one, you'll see there's a big heavy cable with different thick colored wires coming out of it. This one's actually for power. But we don't know right now if the power's on or if it's safe to work on or not. So we have a voltage sensor here. It's a very basic tool.
So what is a voltage sensor?
So this will check to see if there's power in the wire. So the first thing you want to do is turn it on. And
so where did you get this?
So we got this at Home Depot or any hardware store.
How much?
It's about $16. It's a simple tool to use. When you buy one of these, you're looking for it, you'll see that it has a sensitivity range, and it'll give you voltage. This one's 50 to 1,000 volts. Normal household is either 120 or 220. So this one's safe in the range. You just want to make sure you have one that it covers a big enough range. So the way it works is you turn it on and it's green, just telling you it's safe. And then you can stick it into the outlet and it'll beep and turn red to tell you that there's power. Before you use one of these, you always want to go to an outlet that you know is working and test to make sure that it beeps like it's supposed to. That way you know the tool is working correctly before you use it on any wires, so you're safe. You'll notice that there's two plugs here. One side it'll beep on, the other side it will not, because this one's the power, this one's the neutral. So just check both of them, just to make sure. Okay, now we're back over here at these wires now that we've tested and made sure the tool works. And we can go over here and put at each one, and we'll notice that the white wire and the bare copper wire don't have any power, but the red one and the black one do. So we don't want to touch any of those wires until we find the circuit breaker to turn them off so that it's safe to work on. Okay, so now we're over here at the circuit breaker panel. You'll see that there's all these circuit breakers, and there should be a list of what each circuit breaker goes to. So there's door opener, appliance, display.
Try to find it.
So now we have to try and find it. If we don't see it, then we'll have to just start turning them off till we find it. Plug. So we're going to go see if that really turned it off. And now we're back over here again. Nope, still on.
Another one.
So we go try another one.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, we'll test it again. Hey, we finally got it. So now we've got the right one, and we know it's safe. Now that we got them off, we can carefully pull the wires out where we can take a better look at what we have. This wire here that is just bare copper is the ground, so that's for safety. The white wire is the neutral or common, and then we have two positive wires. For a typical outlet, you would only have just the black one, you wouldn't have the red one. We're not sure exactly what the red one's for. The best guess would be maybe it works with a light switch, if you wanted to switch a lamp off and on with a light switch. So we're going to go turn the circuit breaker back on, and we'll hold this up here and see if any of the light switches turn one of these off or on. So now we've turned the circuit breaker back on. We can see Exactly, yep. The black and the red have power to them. So we'll go turn off light switches and see if what happens. Okay, so we have turned off and on all the light switches that we can find, and we can't see it. It always has power on it. So we're gonna not use the red wire. We're going.
Well, you turn off the breaker, right? You have to,
Yeah. So we've turned off the breaker again, and yes, we're checking again. Yes, we're safe again. So what we're going to do is we'd like to have an outlet here because it's close to our TV outlet, so it'd be a nice place to put a TV. So we're going to use the black, the white, and the ground wire to wire in a new outlet, and then we're going to put a cap on this wire, the red wire, so that it's better protected and it can't short out on anything. And we'll just hide it in the back of the outlet, which is a safe way to do it. Okay, so we've gone to the hardware store and we've purchased an outlet and a cover plate to go over the outlet. On the side of the outlet, you see there's a green screw. That's the one you hook up the ground wire here to, the bare one. You'll see that these screws are silver colored. That's the one that gets the white wire. The other side, the screws are gold colored, and that's the one you put the black wire to. So we're going to hook those up, and then we're going to put a cap over this black wire. So the first thing we're going to...
I thought the red wire.
Or the red wire. Yes, we're going to put a cap over the red wire. So you just undo the tape, and you see there's the red wire here, and somebody has already put stripped the wire. So what we're going to do is we have got some wire nuts from the hardware store. They're made to shove a wire in there and tighten it down. And so we're going to put that over this to give a good protection. So you just tighten it, screw it on, give a good pull to make sure it's tight, and then we'll get some electrical tape and we'll just wrap the back side a little bit just to give it extra protection. So now we've got that, the cap on, the wire nut on. We're going to take some electrical tape and we're just going to wrap it real tight around the back side. This just gives an extra layer of protection. The nut is actually doing all the insulating. This is just an extra safety precaution. So that's all set up like that. And this wire we're not going to use, so we can just bend it into the back of the box where it's out of the way. So in this case, somebody has already stripped the insulation, the white part, off of the wire, so it's ready to use. If you didn't, you'd need a pair of wire strippers, which you could just crimp on there and then you pull it off and then the insulation just comes off. But somebody already did it previously, so then the next thing we're going to do is these strippers have a little hole here that you can put the wire through, and you can bend it like that and it forms a little hook so you can put it over the screw. So we'll do that to all the wires. And this one has a little hook, but I'm going to straighten it first to make a neat hook first. There. Now we're ready to connect the outlet. It's easier to put the green on first. So when you put the wire on, when you go to tighten the screw, you're going to turn the screw clockwise to tighten. So you want the hook so it goes around clockwise. That way when you tighten the screw, it actually makes the hook go closed. If you put it on the other way, it opens up. So you can take a screwdriver So I'm going to take and pinch the wires together a little bit here to tighten up the hook. Just have a better connection. And then just take a screwdriver and tighten it down. So that's the copper wire on the green screw. Next thing is the white wire on one of the silver screws. You notice there's two screws. Doesn't really matter. You can put it on either one. So you can put it on. Tighten it down. And then tighten down the spare one. Make sure everything's tight on this side. Then you can flip it over. And you're going to want to make sure you're putting the black wire on the gold color screw.
Doesn't matter which one.
Doesn't matter which one, same as the other one. Tighten it down. Oh. So like you see here, the wire didn't go all the way underneath the screw, so that's not a very good job. So you have to
Do a good job.
do a good job, make sure it's right. Then tighten it. Tighten up the spare one. Then you just want to take a look, make sure all the wires are tight. If you pull on them, they don't move. Make sure they're all underneath the screw and there's not a bunch of the insulation under the screw. And the screw's on the actual metal. So that's all there is to wiring it. So now you just take and push the wires back in there neatly into the box. And you can line the screws up. There's a screw at the top and a screw at the bottom that holds it. So you just line up the screws and screw the outlet into the box. So while the screws are kind of loose, you can slide it back and forth. You just want to adjust it so that the outlet is up and down, so it looks nice. So it's straight. And then tighten this up. You want to tighten it up so that the tabs are nice and firm against the wall, and this doesn't move around. Now we're ready for the cover. So the cover comes with two screws, and they're going to screw into these little holes here. So you just put the cover on and tighten the screw. Now it's all mounted, we can go turn on the circuit breaker and then test the outlet. Now we have the power on, we can actually test the outlet. This is an outlet tester that you can also get at the hardware store. You see it has different color lights and it tells you whether the thing's wired correctly. Always make sure you read the sticker because different brands use the lights in different ways. This one, if you have two yellow lights, it's wired correctly. All you have to do is plug it in and you'll see you have two yellow lights, which means it's wired correctly.
How do you know which brand when you say brand?
It doesn't matter what brand, but just make sure you read the lights. Some of them have like one green light in the middle that say it's good.
Oh, I see.
Some have
different one have different light showing.
Yeah, so you have to make sure the lights,
Okay.
you know how to read the lights. And you should check both.
Good.
That's wired correctly. Now we have a new outlet ready to plug the TV into. Thank you for watching.